We gave you a little bit of time to recover from that rap battle, but we're back.
Needed it.
Welcome back to Dream League Season 7, live from the Monster Energy DreamHack studio in Stockholm, sponsored by Monster Energy as well. And yeah,
Who would have thought?
that happened. Nahaz.
Who would have thought Hazi was straight hood? Not I. Not I.
I've had all these extra years to think up the rhymes.
That had nothing to do with that. I don't think that was pure street cred.
That's. Oh God, kill me! I can't.
I can guarantee you that that is the first time that's been said to me in my life.
I would not cross this man
I
on
would
any
not.
kind of mental battle. All right, I've been defeated in the ghetto way and in the statistical way. There's no winning. You're a god. You're a brainiac.
You're the meme god, brother.
The
You know it.
ancient rap god. God.
Hey.
All right, anyway.
All right, Dota.
Dota
All right.
2, great game.
So our next matchup is going to be Team Liquid again. Yes.
Hey.
This time they'll go up against the top of the board, Team Secret. So this should be a very interesting battle because both teams have looked really strong lately. So will be very exciting. But before we get into that, I know at the start of the show today, I made a promise. Yesterday we had a sad day for mouse sports, but none of that. We had 6 top plays, and we've only shown 3 so far. But here are the remainder 3, 2, 1 of yesterday's plays.
$14.13 as such, and into the roast they go. They'll spot it out, but Secret do not give a damn.
Yeah, there's Mouse cannot contest this. MNT
They
might just try to go
sweet
for
play.
steal. Yeah, it's the
I
best
love
he can
it.
do.
I love
He
it.
got
He's
it.
got away with it.
All right.
He has got away with it.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
So yeah, his effective HP is pretty through the roof.
They got Madara.
And yeah, they've certainly got him. He's out and down. They'll pop the Phoenix Egg, but with the strafe from Clinks, they can easily dispatch of the Supernova. And they come. That's a good combo. That's a very good combo. In fact, that's a brilliant combo. They've just taken down 2. MP, though, trying to get himself away. They're going to get him. He comes out. Okay. Triple kill.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
So why not?
Skylark, he's in a bit of trouble here. Will use the Roar to hold him back. They're going in, but they immediately just that Solar Crest evasion, making sure the follow damage isn't there in straight away. He'll pot the BKB alert up. The vacuum will come through onto 3, 2 down on Mouse Sports, and they're ready to chase down for more here, Vega Squadron. Hyloa does eyeing up Skylark, the Nether Strike for the Shim of the Slayer, controlling the Beastmaster, and the charge straight onto Madara, making sure that there's no TP out, and it's a full 5-man team wipe.
Full 5-man team wipe. Perhaps we're going to see that in this series as well, but I doubt it. I think yesterday's games were a lot more one-sided than what I expect the coming series to be.
Oh, come on. How many times do we have to see mid one wipe a whole team in a rampage before you give him the credit that he's due?
But is it going to be mid one or is it going to be Miracle?
That is
Oh.
true.
That's the thing. The 2 highest average kills per game in the history of Pro Dota. Somebody's getting a rampage.
Good point. In fact, I would say that percentage-wise, statistically, there is a bigger chance we will see a full 5-man rampage wipe in this series than any other team in Dota 2 competitively today. 3-3
try,
repeating.
guys.
I hate to
I really
disagree
do.
with you, or something like that. I gotta disagree with you. Because surely, so these 2 players, Miracle, mid one, I mean, they're gonna be in the spotlight here for sure.
Yeah.
But at the same time, every single player on both teams are very good with positioning. I think it's going to be more about pickoffs and consistently having pickoffs. That's how they get the godlike streaks. They'll still get those godlike streaks. But I think in terms of team fights, both teams are too good to, they can stop the bleeding. They can stop the damage. They know when to disengage.
Yeah, maybe.
So
I feel like either way, if I had to take a guess, I would say that this is probably what I would expect the finals of this tournament to be. Both these teams are in top-tier shape.
What about
They're
this?
some of
Oh
my
yeah, don't
favorites.
sleep on Virtus Pro.
Look at those odds, though.
Okay, that's crazy.
That
that's
is not
actually
correct.
nuts.
I don't agree with that.
I agree with it.
Why?
I don't agree with that face.
Thank you.
But no,
Why,
I mean,
Father?
I think you obviously throw in VP, but modulo that, this is probably the premier matchup in
Yeah.
DreamLeague this season,
Yeah.
and the two teams play sort of similar styles. I think that this is going to come down a lot to the battle of the offlaners.
Okay.
When you look at Mind Control and you look at Kezu, again, two players that they really can have huge impact on the game when they get their early farm, but they're not quite at that universe level in terms of being autonomous in lane. They do need a little bit of help from their team, and on both these teams, they don't necessarily protect them in the early game as much as, say, OG will protect S4.
I think you're right. There's a lot more than just the mids. I mean, the offlaner is going to be a big deal, but we haven't even started talking about the supports, which are
not.
huge parts for both these teams. I mean, we can always see when they're going to do well based on how those supports are doing, which is kind of unique to this team.
Yeah,
So.
I think that's it's a great point because you have two players in GH and on the other side in Yapsor that they're both young supports, extremely explosive. They both have their signature heroes.
And they're
Like,
both
when you-
super flashy.
Yeah, when you think about Rubik right now, nobody plays him quite like Yapsor does. When you think about the Winter Wyvern from GH, even the Naga that you mix it up a little bit with GH, they both have their heroes that they play at a different level than anybody else in the game, and it's what makes the whole game from draft to finish really exciting to analyze.
Would you say that these two teams are sister teams? You know, in school when we had like our sister school, I mean, very great mids, wonderful supports, a lot of effort put in to make sure the offlaners are okay. Are they mirror teams? Are their fates intertwined?
Their fates are definitely
In
not
life.
intertwined. I mean, that we can establish that.
Okay.
I get where you're coming from,
Thank you.
but I think both teams just have really good mids, sure, but their playstyle is definitely not the same.
Help me, Father.
No, I actually think Slacks is dead on.
Yes!
All right.
And I'll tell
Family
you why.
beatdown.
I think both teams have a lot of similar strengths. But as I look at this matchup, the one thing that I haven't seen from Secret, that I have seen from Liquid, is dominant games from their one position player.
Ooh.
Okay, we haven't yet seen Secret really get a truly dominant performance out of MP in the way that we've seen Matumbaman consistently dominate games on Slark and Lycan. He's not. Neither are farming carries. Both are more tempo utility carries, but Matumbaman has those games where he just takes over, and we haven't seen that consistently from MP yet on Secret.
True, but at the same time, I kind of feel that is because somehow mid one is more dominated than Miracle lately in terms of taking over a game.
Oh.
Both obviously are very high skill players, but I feel like mid one gets those players that he just takes over a game and he carries them, and MP doesn't need to step up. I feel like sometimes Miracle, yes, I'm not Miracle is a great player. I'm not taking anything away from that, but he just gives a little bit more space to Matumbaman to be that carry.
There is something to that point, but I still say we've seen MP have some really rough games recently.
Yeah,
There was a series
sure.
that they played recently. I think that was in DreamLeague,
Sure.
where he got out to a pretty good start on his Timbersaw and he just dies 4 times in a row in the mid game, gives up all those Bloodstorm charges.
Not great.
That's not something that you see from Matumba. He's a very, very stable player, really steady presence.
Well, we'll find out what he's gonna play this game. Let's check in with our war room.
Oh!
What up?
Whoop! Time to do some war room shit. Right,
I
let's
got
go.
a hero grab. I got a hero grab. I'm expecting it's not bad.
Oh.
Oh.
I doubled down on this yesterday.
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
It's okay. It's okay.
Damn. That's a crystal maidens.
Ayo, bright ball, put him in the war room, and y'all gonna see that pick coming out hit. Oh, there it is, Secret Liquid!
There we go.
Yeah!
Bada bing, bada boom.
Cool. Let me go Darkseer as well.
Oh, come on. Come on, Darkseer.
Drunk
I
again.
was hoping to see a GH Wish coming out, so it's good stuff. Secret, what are they been picking most commonly? They've been picking the Ember lot first too, but it was banned out this time around.
Omni Knight.
So,
First phase.
Alright, where's the Omni? is.
Oh, he should be back.
All right, you guys want to hear some predictions for
Nice.
Team Liquid? Check this out. They're gonna pick a Rubik.
Can you do it in rap style? No. All right.
They're gonna pick a Rubik. That's it.
Well, we're gonna have some bans first, so you're gonna have to wait.
Where's
with
the third pick?
Return
Wait,
to ban.
who had first pick? It was CM
First pick was CM.
First pick was
Secret.
Sam, yeah.
Okay, so
Giannis, is this a niche draft by Secret, or is there something about the Omni Knight against the Wisp Darkseer Open?
I think they're just matching. They're
Okay.
matching versus the Darkseer.
Okay.
I think that's probably what they're going for. Like match the
10
team fight. Like
seconds
Omni
remaining.
Knight is one of those dominators for team fights. Darkseer is kind of the same thing. I think that's what they're going for.
5
And Secret's just, I mean,
seconds
Kezu, I think this has been one of his standard heroes other than his
That's
Enigma,
true.
in my opinion.
That's true. He's had some very good games on this hero, and he farms really well on it.
Yeah, and with CM, of course, it makes it a lot easier to play around. Wisp Darkseer as well kind of has like the same, like not exactly the same kind of thing, but if you get your mech on your Darkseer early on, the Wisp is able to double benefit from it with your allies. And I like this too because I think this is gonna like breed for just aggression from Liquid. Like what we saw in the last series is them just like constantly running at them. I think Wisp or IO specifically for Liquid is one of their most aggressive heroes. GH just causes havoc in every single lane.
I'm glad you brought that up because I see that as one of the big stylistic difference between GH and a lot of other Wisps out there. Is that is a purely offensive hero from him, and I love the way they run it.
Secrets
I think this is
turn
tough.
to
I think
ban.
like you were saying, I think the Rubik is going to be picked up here by one of the teams. If it's not a deny pick, it's going to be grabbed from the other
Oh, and I
one.
like that as well. I feel happy for Yapzor. To go
Yeah.
from the start of DreamLeague, playing a shaker that was, you didn't want to look at it, having a good game, to now
10 seconds
Liquid,
remaining.
they ban it out second phase. They don't want to see Yap on the shaker. He's impressed them that
5
much.
seconds.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
remaining.
Yapzor Earthshaker is.
He stepped it up. He really did.
Yappy up
legit.
4.
Yeah.
Never
Yappy
disappoints.
hot.
And Earthshaker, but I can't remember last time I saw an
Okay,
Earthshaker.
so
battle.
does-
They actually take for the tusk to go for the pressure.
Turn to pick.
Interesting. I'm wondering if Secret's still going to go for the Rubik for themselves. I know they love the hero, so it's like possibility, but it's not really doesn't have the greatest spells to steal this time around. So yeah,
Hey.
Oh,
All right, so
Okay.
earlier today it was
Jakiro,
Jakiro
Jakiro.
mid.
And
Just
it's
putting it out
probably
there.
For Navi.
Yeah, well,
For Navi, sure.
Well, but
for Navi.
Yeah,
again,
different
though,
team, different
keep in
team.
mind the only reason that happened is because
Pick a
Navi
weight.
picked up first phase with Clock, and they picked the TA second phase
Yeah.
into it. And so
10
I don't
seconds
think this is
remaining.
going to be a Jakiro mid unless you see a very specific matchup
But
on the other
wouldn't
side.
it be
I
very
agree.
disappointing
5
to see
seconds
Yapzor on a
remaining.
Jakiro because I
No.
think he
Oh,
can,
no, yeah.
No.
he can do so much, and I feel like
Reserve
Jakiro
time.
is just a hero that you can't do as much on as
Dude,
a
now I
potential
hope it happens
Secret.
because
Turn
I'm
to
telling you, Yapzor can have a hell of a game on that hero.
I want to believe. I mean, I
Darkseer
like
or
to see Jakiro, but it's a
think
rough
what they're
hero
gonna
to
do
fit
is
in
like-
sometimes.
Somebody to be safe on it.
His whole life has been rough to fit in. 2 heads.
You don't think?
I'm thinking if this is going to be either a safe lane Ursa or if they're going to try something
They're just
aggro.
ignoring us.
Because
Yeah, they do normally, don't they? Yeah, you're right.
Because they do like running
Yeah.
the aggro,
Yeah.
especially with Tusk, like Tusk, Ursa, and then a Wisp like moving around between the lanes. I think this might be some aggro
Reserve
potential
But
from
it's
Liquid.
not either or though. The genius of
Yes.
that Ursa pick right now is that either can work.
Yeah, definitely. I
That's
think it's
what
left open.
I actually really like this first 4 out of Liquid.
Ain't nothing gonna work. You
Because
got a Tusk and Ursa against an Omni Knight. Good luck, scrub.
I mean, that's
Well,
the-
we
yeah,
saw that from VP though, right? We saw
True.
them picking the Ursa into the Omni Knight nonstop.
'Cause they
They're like,
wanted-
"Oh, we're just
yeah.
gonna lane matchup
You're right.
versus it.
They wanted that
Exactly.
1v1. They
So-
absolutely, yeah. So I mean, can Liquid get that? I mean, if they can read where indeed Kezu's going to be sent.
But that's another aspect of the flexible laning configurations for Liquid. That
Yeah.
because there are so many laning configurations that work with this first 4 of Liquid, you're more likely to be able to set up that Ursa Omni matchup.
Oh, a
that's
fourth pick PL.
All right.
All right, well, I changed my mind.
These teams are both really good.
Team Liquid is a great team. Did I ever tell you how much I like them?
PL.
EL.
PL.
Yeah, this is what you see in a matchup like
Yeah.
this where both teams have just really wide hero pools.
10 seconds.
Yeah, that might be a
remaining.
little too wide. We might need to reel that net in a little bit.
Well, the PL so far is
5
pretty good. I mean, you look at
seconds
Liquid's lineup. Where's the lockdown? They haven't really got a single reliable stun
Reserve
as
time.
such. A lot of slows and such, but Doppelganger's going to be great this fight, especially against an Eye. If you're just able to jump in onto the Eye on the back lines, it's going to cause issues. So
And again,
it's strong.
lanes. This is something that they've run mid. They've had mid 1 on it recently at Kiev, I believe. And they've also had, I believe MP has a number of games earlier on in his career running that safe lane. So that's something that keeps their lane configurations as open as well going into the 5th pick.
and gives them crazy late game potential. You know, they see Ursa already, so they're like, if we can just push this far, it's going to be
10
able to deal with
seconds
Ursa as long as
remaining.
Ursa doesn't crazy snowball, which is hard though because it's not just an Ursa. It's very different when an
5
Ursa is empowered by a
seconds
Wisp
remaining.
and even in Darkseer, and throwing Tusk on top of that too. So
Yeah, this is actually one of those drafts where I wish we could
Reserve
like
time.
freeze time and just talk about this for 5 minutes going into the 5th pick, because both teams are just so well positioned and last pick is so huge right now.
Alan, you want to do that about every game, be honest.
All right, I do. Got him.
Got him. Well, statistically, PLs and Jakiros on the same team only have about a 8% win rate.
And where did you pull that fact from?
What's that website?
10 seconds.
Dota
remaining.
Notes?
Dota knows. What the hell's
Oh
Dota?
my lord.
You're probably
Help
actually
me.
pretty close, though. It's probably pretty low. But
Hey! All right, so we got what is going to be a safe lane PL.
safe lane PL.
And the mid one Pook.
Le Pook.
A Le Pook. Le
they
balanced,
needed-
very dragon.
They needed something to kind of bring in their team fight, and the Puck is really good for that. And he's good at getting into the back line of the Wisp. And yeah, just having that kind of like
10
control and
seconds
lockdown so the
remaining.
PL can go crazy. And then they at least have the Jakiro here for, it's probably going to be Yapsor
5
playing to
seconds
pressure
remaining.
objectives a bit because they are lacking that.
What did they get here for Miracle, though? This last pick, Liquid.
So the neat thing
Reserve
actually is
time.
that when you see the Puck 5th pick, you start thinking about TA, but they still have the option, if you absolutely had to rotate the Jakiro in mid, switch the Puck to offlane, run the Omni
TA
at
is
4.
banned as well.
Oh, TA's already banned. All right, forget it. Duh.
They could have the
I felt really
Jakiros
good
still
about that
mid, though.
point.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
And even
I mean,
the-
Team Secret felt good about that point too,
fair
but
enough, fair enough.
they
No.
weren't. They weren't convinced enough that they wanted to have a Jakiro.
Could we see something like, I mean, could even Miracle play like a Magnus mid?
we're going to have to see some adjusting.
I
'cause
think
we-
you can just Voker.
Just a
You think
Voker?
so? Even versus like PL and a Puck? Because they're both like very good lane versus
thing
for
is,
the
like,
late game.
So now that I say it, they're not going to do it. Liquid and OG with Miracle, they're not afraid to pick his Invoker into unfavorable matchups. They do.
This is true.
He has such a high mid-game impact that they often will just say, who cares? We just want him on that hero. But
I'd
I do
like
think there are
him-
better choices.
I'd like him on something that the Wisp can rotate to, because now we were talking about versatility in the lanes. I'd like to see like something. Nothing's really coming to mind exactly, but something that can move. Well, with the Wisp can move to and kind
What
of
about the
punish.
Lina? You know, getting around with some relocate quick burst ganks. You've got a bit of wave clear to
You
deal
got
with
some
the PL
stun extra
illusions.
as well.
I don't know why DK is coming to my head. Just because they have no
Yeah.
tower pressure.
What about Death Prophet? That's something that Liquid have tried, isn't
That
it?
Prophet
recently?
is really
Ooh.
good.
That's decent.
The
Yeah.
Death Prophet.
Death Prophet
Yeah.
stinky. Show me a Legion commander.
I think you could get. I was just gonna say that. I think you could get really crazy and do LC mid.
Yeah. A little wave clear for the Phantoms. Lockdown for Puck. Easy way to circumvent the Omni Knight if you pick him out.
Or if you wanted to get really, really stupid, you put him on Sand King mid
Ooh.
and just own the
but-
illusion.
Well, if you want to use sleep, what about the Bristleback mid? What about Miracle bringing it in
What
this
if
game?
we name all the heroes in the pool?
Oh, well, do you have a better suggestion, Sheever?
all the other heroes that haven't been mentioned yet. What about those? Like
Oh,
Tiny.
Like Tiny, that's a hero we don't
I would have
But
actually
is it-
said
at least
Tiny.
it's a tether.
Think of that.
It's a tether one though. It is something that benefits from tether and everything I know the combo that they have, but
Lil.
yeah, that one slipped right by.
I'm disappointed at us. We should. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Okay.
How about the Tiny?
I like
Is that enough though? Like, I feel like it's
This is
a
sick.
pretty even draft.
Yeah.
But you gotta say it. There's like 2 boxes. Which box do you go for?
Which hungry box do you want, Papa Bear?
Wow. I feel like Secret's been playing a little better recently.
All right.
I'm going to give it to them just based on slightly superior execution, but this is dead even after the draft.
Wow. Like a loyal gorilla, I will follow my silverback and go for Secret as well. Easy Omni Knight game.
I hear someone bursting out in super loud laughter in production room.
You don't pick a bunch of melee physical damage against an Omni Knight. GGWP.
I'm not not convinced by Secret's lineup. I want to see it work because it would be really cool if it did, but I don't think it will. So Liquid is my pick. But I do agree that it is very even.
Sick game.
It's
game.
gonna be an amazing game, and I really hope that we didn't hype this up, too much. So keep your expectations. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Over to OD and Fun.
You guys are gonna love it.
Yeah, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We've got the second series of the day and an incredibly hot one as well. Secret versus Liquid could pan out to be one of the best series we could have here at DreamLeague. It's going to be incredibly exciting and we've got some great lineups to do it with. Something a little bit all over the place, a little bit different. We have PLs, we've got Tiny IOs. I mean, this is great, Fogg. I mean, we've seen the drafts, we've heard the panel's opinions. Do you prefer what someone's trying out here more than the others, or do you think we're going to see a pretty balanced game?
I've really just not been liking Phantom Lancer,
Okay.
I'll be honest. I think the hero is just like, he takes so much to get online. I think that Liquid might just be able to just run at them and just be able to kind of snowball out of control with this Wisp movements. But we'll see what ends up happening. I mean, they both have pretty... I think Secret has more like a standard kind of draft in comparison to Secret, just because they have like... They're very all in on this PL. Like they're pretty much all solo core. Of course, the Puck does get that like 420 GPM much later in the game, but I think Liquid just can kind of run away with this one with the Wisp tether, with the Darkseer, getting mech early. They can fight around the Roche earlier. So we'll see how it plays out. We're gonna see what lane matchups they try to do too, and see if they get the read properly. And it looks like they do. They're gonna have Matu bottom lane playing versus Kezu.
I mean, it's good. I'm interested to see how Mid-1 Puck plays out. I'm not obviously doubting at all his ability on the hero. It just feels it's a hero, obviously, that it's not like the Embers, the ODs that are kind of these big cores that grow into something that can carry a game on its own. It's very reliant on the rest of your team, isn't it? You have to work, you know, as a unit. You can't do these flashy plays like you would do on the Ember, where you can get solo kills necessarily.
He can get kills on like the Wisp though, like in the back lines he can go for those. And if he does come out well in the lane, then it can work. But it's still pretty tough. Like even though they can't like straight up just kill a Puck, because he should be able to sustain decently versus the Wisp Tiny, he's still gonna come out behind in this matchup. Especially if GH does do some pulls and whatnot. And they're just putting heavy harassment on him every single time.
Yeah, he has to jaunt himself away here already. Tiny IO having a great time in the middle lane, Miracle and GH. And what a combination of players to show us the Tiny IO. You know, we've seen from interviews and such, Miracle GH, these guys are incredibly close. And that is absolutely going to be accentuated inside of the game when you have a Tiny and IO duo being played out by them.
Yeah.
It's going to be very, very scary.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because it's actually really important to have your like Wisp and Tiny player on the same page kind of thing. And these two, like you said,
they're so close.
These guys are like they're like these a cute little buddy combo in a way. Mid-1 getting some pressure on him again, forced to orb back. And I like this approach by Liquid though. You know, they read the lanes properly, they put the Ursa in the 1v1 versus Omni, but then also Mind Control is going straight efficiency. Starting out jungle with an Iron Talon, and they're just like, all right, Kuro, you're not gonna get any farm top, but you're just a Tusk. All you really need is experience after the laning phase. So this is perfect for them with their adjustment.
Is there just nothing the Darkseer Mind Control can do in that top lane to slow down the PL? It's just pointless him being there?
I think he's just trying to be efficient, to be honest. I think he can slow it down and just cause some harassment, but his idea is just like, I'm maximizing.
Down bottom, we're seeing certainly the way that the Ursa can really fare well against an Oni. Get those swipes stacking up, and Kezu has to be very careful how close he gets.
It's good that they have River Wards for Secret, though. They're going to be able to watch GH's movements. It's going to be very important, because GH can really cause these lanes to snowball out of control. We see right away, he sees, oh, Matu's low on mana. I'm probably just going to go tether him and fill his mana up bottom.
Yeah, very nice game for GH in terms of the lineup that he's working with. It's going to be the point where you bring the Tiny around, or you can bring the Ursa around. You've got two cores that are absolutely perfectly paired with an Aya.
He's overcharging down, so he can give the full heal to Matu, full heal and mana.
Matu a little low on the mana, but yeah, you're right. If GH comes in, they can buff him up, get in that speed and the slow through, and there we have it. The swipe stacking up. Kezu, he's already used the purification. One more touch and he's going to be out and down. GH says, I'll take that one. I came down and made the rotation. I want the first blood gold, and they will get it then. And this is the thing, GH, he can just pop up on the bottom lane, pop up on the middle lane, and suddenly there's incredible kill potential there for Liquid.
Yeah, and he's going to be able to claim another rune. Like, he claimed his regen rune, he got a bounty rune, didn't have to fill his bottle with it because he had the regen, but now, backing up, going to get another bounty rune, and he can go back toward the mid lane. And we'll probably see him even deliver like a TP relatively early, just so we can be able to move around the map even easier with that, just able to respond to those type of movements coming out from Secret. Puppy just trying to maximize as well, sitting in the jungle, just getting his arcane aura up as high as possible.
Mid lane though, considering the pressure Miracle and GH were putting on at the start, Mid-1 doing a great job at keeping up. He's only about 4 CS behind Miracle, so certainly in a 1v2 situation for the most part in those early couple of minutes. Mid-1, I think he's going to be happy with how this lane's going. He's not dying. He's getting the farm. Of course, MP on the top lane, 25 for 9. Good CS for him. They'll make another go in, and that's going to be enough burst. They'll be able to take him. No chance for him to play out there. As certainly has to be careful. Yeah, with the 2 points now in the Avalanche and the toss. If they get caught out by that combo, the puck is definitely dead.
They're trying to wrap around bottom for Matu. Should be able to claim him here. Do they have a heal? They have the Mango.
He's going to try and run, but yeah, still level 4. No chance for him. Rage or such. 3 heroes will make the kill occur. And Secret now putting some pressure onto this tier 1 on the bottom lane.
Every time mid one uses his orb aggressively, he's going to get engaged on. They're chasing him down mid. He's got 3 seconds left for the orb. There's a TP coming out. Is he going to get brought down? He is from the toss.
I mean, this is starting to get bad for him. I was saying, you know, he's keeping up CS, but now to lose his life twice. I mean, what can they do about that? They can send back up into search. Top lane, MP being gone a pump, but he has the doppelganger. Will be fine to get himself back. But they've got to be careful in that mid lane. They can't afford to feed the tiny IO combo any more kills.
Yeah, when you like the old way to play against the IO was you pretty much like you camp the runes. You know, you don't want him to get rune control. But now the fact that there's bounty runes being spawned all over the place, he has so many different ways to get it. It's harder to play versus it. Just you have to really read his movements earlier, and you have to pretty much be sitting behind the lane that you think that they're going to make that aggressive play on. So you have to know exactly where the Wisp is going to go. So Puppy's probably going to be playing a little bit more around the mid lane soon, but it's still extremely difficult for them to kind of get those reads.
Miracle again. Eyeing up mid one. GH is there behind Miracle. If Miracle sees an option to go in, first off, we'll try and dodge it with the phase shift, but of course, it's very hard to do so. Those constant multiple instances from the Avalanche, early levels in phase shift aren't going to allow you to dodge the stun.
Yeah, I don't know if it was GH also stacking the entire time. I think I saw him stack once or twice, but they even have stacks in like reserve for the Tiny afterwards after the laning phase. Matu.
I'll get a fair few punches in onto Kezu. Does have the backup of Yapzor, so Yapzor will be able to hold Matu back. Keep the lane safe for Kezu at the moment. Mid lane, Puppy hanging around. Bottom lane will be the haste rune, and bottom lane, the dive coming through. Ice Path holds Matuma Man down for a little bit. Mind control. Has to be careful underneath the tower. There's been a rotation coming through from mid one. Jumps forward with a phase shift, bursting him down. The Waning Rift enough to find himself the kill onto the DS, but Matuma Man will turn though with the backup of GH. Claims the kill on mid one in response. So both mid laners moving down to the bottom lane, but it is Liquid that are able to take down mid one at the end of the day as he loses his life for that kill.
Oh, Puppy's gonna get the haste rune. Oh, nice. That's fortunate for him. But yeah, a little unfortunate for the GH. Wasn't in range to get the earn charges actually from that second kill there, but still able to clean up from mid one. Clean mid one up from a Tumbamat is definitely very important. Mid one is level 5 on the mid puck.
Oh, look at that. Miracles, he wants to dive this. He's hoping that Puppy kind of gets too close. Puppy is going to come back around. He's not spotting Miracle yet. This is going to be a freebie for Miracle, I believe, if he lands the combo. And well, with the toss, it should be enough.
Raindrop.
Oh, no! Indeed, the raindrop saving him, and Miracle will be punished almost certainly. One more touch from mid one claims the kill. And yeah, that raindrop, early pickup really for the CM, but it absolutely pays off there.
Yeah, there's like a lot of talks happening when raindrop was added. People are like, oh man, Tiny actually gets really owned by raindrop, because your idea of Tiny is like you can burst somebody down instantly in most of the fights like one combo, but with raindrop it makes it infinitely more difficult. Yeah,
it's interesting as you say. Yeah, one of the reasons why we see a lot less of Tiny. And other heroes, of course, Zeus, definitely one that I think when raindrop was introduced, they're like, right, that hero's pretty dead. Oh, yeah, saving his life.
Miracle with a bit of mistake there, switching out the TP, trying to fill up the bottle, but it was actually backpacked originally, so you don't fill your bottle when you have it in a backpack. So slight mistake there, but they're going aggressive on mid one. Puck Orb is down. They have the toss, they have the combo, and he is dead.
It's so hard to play around that. I mean, I don't know how many points you need in the phase shift to have the duration to dodge the stun, but it's definitely more than one.
I think it's the second point, yeah. The second point you're able to dodge the whole avalanche, but
I think the only way you can dodge, I guess, is if you instantly throw out the orb and then jump out straight away, but then you're obviously only going to be able to jump a very short distance, so they can still chase you down.
Yeah.
But it's very hard to play around that spell at the start.
So let's take a look. PL, MP still doing pretty good on the net worth, but man, GH's Wisp is so rich, and they're non-stop making these aggression plays.
Richer than Kezu's offlane Omni Knight. GH is having a lovely time. The dive coming through. Yapzor and Kezu potentially in trouble. Miracle dodges the ice path. Looking for the target onto Kezu. Knows that he has to get the Omni to make sure that he can't save anyone. Kezu falling low, but now the turnaround comes in. They'll drop down the Dream Colt. GH buying back to try and help Liquid here. He'll come back in across, and now with the backup providing, keeps Miracle alive. Miracle still surviving for the time being. Mid one will be able to take down the Iowa second time, and it looks like the buyback may be in vain unless Miracle can get mid one, and he can. Does bring down mid one. Kuroki, though, will also fall as Secret do manage to take a good fight there. Well, I say a pretty fantastic fight. Puppey gets a triple kill. They kill 4, well, 5 essentially, as they bring down GH twice.
That freezing field, perfect placement there by Puppey, just winning them the fight, honestly. Like, mid one also gets a good coil, but
2.1k damage at this stage of the game from your CM. That's a lot of damage to be thrown out.
very good positioning coming out of him. They didn't have Matsu there in the area either, so it was 5 Secret heroes fighting versus 4, even though the Wisp does buy back and die. So yeah, definitely a nice win there coming out from Secret, just with their quick reactions and
really
beautiful freezing field.
And in a position of the map as well, where it's normally very hard for the Radiant to defend. You know, they're behind that tier 1, sometimes a place we talk about, you gotta let it go. But Liquid, yeah, they tried to go in for it, and Secret, they stand their ground. As we saw, yeah, it's just some great overall play from Puppey, getting that position for a great duration of the freezing field.
Still painful though, because as we always talk about, you know, we talk about Secret, we think, and people think mid one, and he is still getting heavily shut down in this game. Only 2,500 net worth for him. His level's only level 7 as well.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah,
Puppey's higher level.
I was going to say Puppey's the new mid.
Yeah.
He's yeah, ahead of the puck at the moment. So yeah, absolutely mid one wanting to catch back up after 5 deaths on the puck so far this game. It's been a painful game. Really, that whole interaction, the fact that Tiny has that strength against him in the mid lane, being used against him. Now they're looking to punish. 3 heroes moving in onto Miracle. GH is there, doesn't have oh, he does.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, I looked at the top, the green had already gone because he'd already casted it. So GH quick with a relocate to the side. Miracle chucking in Carty onto Yapzor. But how many players on Secret have picked up an infused raindrop? It seems like there's a lot in play this game.
I see 2, 3, and 3.
Yeah, absolutely necessary. And yeah, really stunting some of the attempts that they're making with this Tiny.
Ooh, you saw that play there? Matu is still smoked up.
Waits
Mid
for
one
the
did
orb,
try to scout it with the orb, but now they're not going to be aware of it. Are they going to be able to sneak this one?
Dire's top tower.
The mind games.
Puppey's coming toward the area.
Is he going to check again? I don't think he is. I think they trust the orb.
They're sneaky.
He's going to check. He's going to check. All right. They know. Oh, look at that quick reaction there. Straight in onto the CM. And they'll take him out. They'll punish Puppey for that.
And the Blink Dagger on Miracle gets the combo on mid one instantly and brings him down.
And that will be a very secure Roshan for them now. 2 kills and a Roche for Liquid.
That's a very early Blink Dagger on Tiny. 11 minutes. He even has stacks to fall back onto. He never ended up clear them because of him just staying aggressive. And bottom lane, Mind Control putting pressure onto MP. MP's actually forced back to base.
Dire's top tower.
Even committing the wall just to get him out of there.
What do you think of MP's build this game? So going for the drums first and then back for the bots?
I think just because of the nature of the pace from Liquid's lineup, I think having some stats and stuff versus Tiny as well is very important. Like, he needs to try to be able to fight because he knows what they're going to do. He knows they're just going to be running at the side of Secret. So I feel like the drums actually are appropriate this game in order to respond.
Puppey, Miracle, will spot him out. Is he going to go for it though? Won't be able to land the full combo and wants to keep himself back.
He's like, he's got raindrop. I got to get away.
I mean, at the least, that was the last raindrop charge of it, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see some heroes re-picking up new raindrops after they go down.
Yeah.
As it is such a value item in this game against Liquid's lineup.
I mean, Yapzor has 2.
Yeah. Oh, he's prepared. Middle lane Secret, maybe something they can set up. They've got a Dream Core, they have GA.
Miracle wants to go. He's on the high ground there, but now he's going to walk down. They saw all 5 heroes respond.
They know what's up.
So they get bottom tower claimed just from creeps, and they're going to just split up the map and go farm. They do have Aegis, so they can maximize a bit more.
So far, though, 30 minutes in, 8 for 10. Certainly proving to be the game we hoped it would between these two teams. Some very, very high-level play.
I'm wondering what item builds we're going to see coming out from Liquid, because if we look at Secret's lineup, they're actually like majority magical. They don't really have any physical on their lineup till much later on. So I think we're going to be seeing some like Glimmer Capes and maybe even some hoods being picked up in a bit. Probably on the side of the Tusk and the Wisp.
Oh, look at this position. Miracle and GH just waiting for someone to waltz up here. They're not going to get it, though. Secret are remaining in the middle lane and down bottom. Mid one, feeling pretty safe at the moment. It really is just the Tiny that can cause issues if he gets the jump in. And he may just do that. Miracle is there on the high ground. They do still have that ward though, and now they will reveal that they've got the vision of him. Can they actually kill him? He's pretty tanky. Does still have GH over the tree line, and will come straight in with the relocate. No messing from GH, knows that he needs to get Miracle out of there.
YapzOr spots it. They're starting to run back in though, or are they? Miracle's setting up to give him a tether opportunity to get out. Will they be able to save GH?
Oh, it looks like they might not be able to. They're actually going to roll across it with the snowball. Ready to go with the combo in the toss, bringing Puppey down low, but it's not quite enough to kill him. Now Secret ready to fight back, charging into GH. Puppey sits there with the freezing field, melting them down. That's 2, that's 3. Secret punishing Liquid's attempt to join together as a group of friends and save GH. They made sure that he didn't get home, and neither did the couple of his best buddies.
A bit over-aggressive by Liquid, but KuroKy actually, he punched the Centaur rather than punching Puppey. So I think a little bit of a misclick coming out from him. I think Puppey would have actually died, but I think either way that they would have, I think either way Liquid would have probably died too.
Intimidated by Puppey there, didn't want to fight him.
Yeah.
Puppey was like, you want to hit me, mate? And KuroKy's like, I'll hit the Centaur.
Dire's top tower.
But absolutely, yeah, losing out on that kill. 10-11. What's now done for MP, still keeping himself very much at the top there, on par with Miracle when it comes to farm. Still very squishy though. If they get him in a combo, he will melt. Again, nice ice pass from YapzOr, slowing down the movement forward from Liquid. They'll still get the jump though. They'll get the combo and MP's down. Gets a little too low because of Matuma Man's first initiation. And Miracle on his way to the Shadow Blade. 11-11. MP down, and that is the kill that Liquid want to get. There's the PL that you want to keep down at this point. He's getting good farm. He's keeping up with the pace of the Ursa and the Tiny.
You see mid one.
Again, these ice pods from YapzOr, they're doing a lot of work. In fact, with the ult late down as well, with the Dream Core, that's going to be GH out and down. Doesn't get a chance to relocate out because of the waning rift. Mind Control comes in. It's a nice back wall, but there's no follow-up, and he may actually get punished for this one again. The freezing field from Puppey forcing Liquid to disengage. TP in from MP, but the Avalanche does hold him back temporarily. Still gets the Spirit Lance on to Miracle. They'll chase up with the rush, and now with the Frostbite as well. Mind Control held in position. Miracle's going to tick down to the urn, and his Secret picking up the kills. Matuma Man and KuroKy though turning up to try and turn things around. They'll go straight onto Puppey. The punch straight up onto mid one. They found 2. MP still poking around this fight as they back up at KheZu, but the numbers are there for Liquid. The GA popped. KheZu trying to walk his way out of this one. Goes for the TP out of here. Can he make it in time? He can't. The damage is there from Matuma Man, picking up the double kill. And Liquid, they're not done. They want to punish Secret heavily for coming over to their side of the map. MP still has a doppelganger. Will get the jump across the cliff line. The shards, they trap him in though. Can they get themselves down in time? Matuma Man charging forward with the backup at GH. MP. Is he going to go down here? Out onto the doppelganger. He's got it. 8 seconds on it still. Mass TP's coming in. Is Matuma Man going to head up to the high ground? It could be risky. Secret are there. They'll land the silence onto the Ursa. Puppey being focused, held back by the Frostbite, but Matuma Man pops team raise, tries to chase forward. Still looking for MP, but he trips by the Spirit Lance. The Aegis has just timed out as well. This is danger zone for Matuma Man. Hasn't got that second life. Miracle comes in the back lines, brings Puppey down low. Not enough burst with the combo. They'll lose YapzOr. They have lost GH in return. Mid one's going to get taken down as well, though, by Matumba. And Puppey, he's almost in trouble as well. Holds back Miracle, but he still gets the toss-up. Secret lose a third. And even though the Aegis times out, Liquid's still able to stand strong by Secret's Shrine. Take them on, even though they're TPing in one by one. Now move in position to get a tier 1 tower as well.
I think just like you said it at the end there, the TPs one by one. Liquid was just able to outnumber them over and over again. Matu with kind of a late rotation coming in, but able to pick up all those kills. And yeah, just Liquid with sheer numbers and sustain coming out from the mech, from the Wisp Tether and Urns coming out as well. They just have such a strong fighting force at this moment in the game. And how long was that fight? That was like 2 minutes, and man, that was
a long one.
I think we just, for some of these fights, we need a little clip in the bottom right of just Owen while he's doing this. You guys would have such a treat watching Owen during these casts. I'm just looking at him 90% of the time, just cracking up.
What's this stat we've got here? YapzOr, I don't know what it said. It probably just said YapzOr he knows how to do some good shit. Thanks, Nox, for the stat.
I mean, his ice paths have been very on point this game anyway. He seems to be in the position majority of the time.
He does. I was going to say, yeah, they were a little worried on the panel on what he could do, but I got to be honest, yeah. Time and time again, just slowing down at least Liquid with the ice pass and such. It's still obviously not working overall as Liquid are coming out of this with a current advantage. 4.5k, 17-14, Miracle and Matuma Man top of the net worth. And as you mentioned, you kind of voice your concerns as well when running a PL. If he is not staying ahead, it can be hard for MP to catch back up.
Yeah, and he
on
has
his hero.
like he had the drums and the bots in order to
Yeah.
get the chase down. Puppey getting spotted bottom. Miracle looked like he kind of wanted to go for something. He gets eyes on MP though with the Shadow Blade.
Oh my goodness, that's your position 1, just evaporating. And PL, it's a hero that doesn't have a lot of health, and Tiny absolutely loves that. That's a worry. If you're losing your PL just like that, I mean, as you said, Miracle, he was eyeing up the Puppey, and then MP comes walking up there and says, "Oh, I'll take that instead."
Yeah, just
That's worrying for Secret.
similar to the last year, not like in closeness-wise of this game, but similar in the way that Liquid's playstyle is. Just non-stop aggression. They're just looking to keep the pace of the game up.
Yep.
And it's appropriate versus a PL. You want to just keep running at him because PL needs lots of items. They're eyeing out the Courier. Oh, and they're able to get it.
Oh,
Has been
That's the
killed.
Vitality booster for...
the Vit booster becomes a Rip booster.
Well, I think that was Puppey's Vit booster. He's almost got a Crimson Guard.
You what? I mean, we know Puppey loves his bucklers, but yeah, evolving it into a full Crimson Guard. That's some madman stuff here from Papa.
It's good versus Ursa.
Yeah, it certainly is. No good when it's half dead on the Courier, though, as they will have to wait out the couple of minutes for that one.
I like this game. Miracle, you know, the Blink Shadow Blade, I think those two are pretty core.
He wants to kill mid one
wants to
so
go in.
bad. He really does, but he has. It would be a little risky. Yeah, Puppey is there, and he's not going to go for the dive behind the tier 2.
Miracle's going to be going back for an Aghanim Scepter.
Yep.
So because they don't have great objective takers, the Tiny has to become that building hitter. So
Absolutely,
him going for the Aghanims is definitely going to be quite nice this
And
game
of
for
course,
them.
it is very nice when you have a Darkseer. If they get any sort of
Yeah.
vacuum into combo, the damage is just going to be unreal. And
And
against
versus
the
PL, yeah.
and
Later
against
on
the
versus PL,
yeah.
the cleave is definitely going to be very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Kuroki getting eyes on MP.
Oh, hello, goodbye.
Whoop.
Oh, Kuro.
He's keeping down Kuro's movements as well. This game has been very good. He's trying to keep down very aggressive wards. They have actually dewarded a few on the side of Secret, but yeah, he's very persistent on just keeping that vision advantage because that's what you always want to play with a Wisp. And GH always trying to be efficient on this Wisp. Very important to have your items being scaled up, so he's going to be going for that Glimmer Cape soon.
Things started to certainly have calmed down a bit after that fight around the top shrine. As I say that though, Matuma Man heading down bottom, looking for fighting. And Kezu tries to TP. Do they have the damage? Oh, yes, they do. Uppercut from Kuro to find one. And now he says, we're going for the combo plays. But, oh, no, the shards end up holding him back. Doesn't matter. Miracle's down the front lines. But the combo plays coming in return. The Dream Core's down. Matuma Man jumps on the scene and makes sure there's no freezing field from Puppey. Ice Path from Yapso to hold them back here as Liquid. They're still trying to move in for more. Vacuum to bring mid one back into the clutches of Matumba. Double kill for the Bear. Yapso taken down as well. And Liquid just working a little bit better as a unit this game. They have the better coordination. GH just diving and jumping between heroes, keeping them alive, allowing Liquid to get away with these aggressive plays. And MP just can't turn up. There's nothing this PL, it feels like, can do at this stage against this sort of aggression. We saw it earlier today, Liquid playing this aggressive style, getting the ball running, 22 minutes, 22 kills, and it's happening again here against Secret.
Yeah, they're just not able to fight. Liquid always has the number advantage, and Secret needs time. The PL just needs a lot more time, and Liquid's just not giving it at all.
Yeah, he needs a few patches. And then he'll be back. Mid lane, Liquid onto the tier 2. And they should get away with this eventually. Yapso's trying to slow it down. But Miracle comes in, says, we're taking this tower. We'll be held back by the Frostbite, but he's being healed up by GH. It's so hard to go on. Puppey heading forward, being repelled. They do get a nice 4-man Dream Coil, but straight into the snowball. They snowball out of the Dream Coil. That's some clever stuff there from Kuro. Punch, uppercut, straight onto Puppey. They get the 4-man vacuum, holding them back. Liquid looking to disengage out of this one. There are no MPs there. Secret do at the full 5-man, and they're respecting that. Kuroki trying to get himself up to the high ground. Ice Path will catch him, and they'll get
gets the relocate.
The GH relocate. He saved him. He took Kuro out of the fight at literally the last millisecond, and now Liquid, they're ready to jump back in. Matuma Man in onto Puppey, up to the high ground. Miracle gets the combo, but the mech. Kezu keeping himself and Yapso alive. Kuro comes in with a snowball of doom. Yapso surrounded by the 3 of them. The Dragon's out and down. They've lost 2 on Secret, and they're not stopping yet. Liquid looking for Kezu, the shards, pushing him back a little bit, allowing Miracle to close the gap and clobber him in with his big stony claws. 3 dead as once again, Secret just struggling to win these skirmishes.
Just the reset factor, so much sustain coming out from Liquid, being able to just kind of run away. They got a nice 4-man Dream Coil, like you said, but that snowball usage just able to completely reset the fight, and then that's where it just goes in Liquid's favor. They just have a clear-cut advantage right now, and their heroes just match up very well versus what Secret has. Right into the pit they go, cleaning up the Roche now. Diffusal Blade finish. Oh no.
Can he get out, Kuro? He's looking for the target. He tries with the punch and he tries with the snowball. He's not going to get it right either time. And now Puppey is ready to punish Kuro nice and hard. Straight in the way with the ice. They'll move in and Kuro's out and down. Does manage to purchase the blink though before getting taken out.
Nice juke by MP. I love when I see the PLs do that. Just toy with people with the doppelganger. So they do get a nice little blink pick up there. A lot of experience on them too. That's just the Tusk, and they get 2,400 experience for killing him.
2,400 experience.
Well, it is a Tusk with like the 40% experience on, so he's level 15. Oh.
Damn.
Damn.
Damn, son. Where'd you find that? 25-15, Liquid maintaining the lead. Top 3 on the board, all on the side of them.
If Puppey finishes Crimson Guard, it'll be the third one in 7.0. That's Crystal Maiden gets it. Vanscore's done it twice before.
What's the win rate with it, though? That's the question. I mean, it's been built 3 times. Has it won the game?
I don't know, but he is pretty tanky on CM.
Oh, there we go, 1-1. Here we go. We'll see which way Puppey can swing it. Get a win for the team with it. Bottom lane, though, Axe is now complete for Miracle. Moves on to the tier 2 bottom. It will be a freebie here for Liquid. And we'll now be working for the Assault Cuirass. And well, top lane, Liquid actually wanting to fight here. They're eyeing up Yapzor straight in. 1, 2, 3, 4, give it the 5th, and he's out and down. Godlike from Matuma Man, and they want more. Already Miracle being relocated across by GH to catch out Puppey. Liquid able to keep the ball rolling and pick up a second. Straight onto the tower. They're trying to fight through backdoor. I mean, they can give it a good shot, get a few punches in with the Ags. It's not quite enough damage.
But the Aghanims does not work through backdoor.
Oh, yes.
Tiny Aghanims does not work through backdoor protection. Yeah.
There we go.
Either way, they weren't really trying to get that tower. That was just a relocate for a kill. But here we go.
So it just disables that portion of it?
Yeah, you don't get the bonus damage from the Aghanim Scepter that gives you on objectives.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Oh, Matumba jumping in. Will be forced back a little bit, but really not worried at all about this PL. I mean, mid one, he's getting these nice Dream Coils, but there's no follow-up at this stage. I mean, ideally, maybe a PL, if he had a Diffusal and an Act, you'd have something to throw out, but there's not enough. They'll try and jump in now, looking for Matuma Man. He's falling down low, but he gets the Enrage out, just turns back towards MP, and MP, one swipe away from dying, does manage to doppelganger out. They'll turn, bring down Matuma Man. Miracle and GH jumping onto Puppey, blow him up with the combo. Matuma Man back for round 2. They've got the Ice Path. MP trying to move back in, has been repelled up by Kezu, but the GA comes out. Secret trying to man up and stop Liquid, but they just don't have the damage. Liquid just turn back towards them. Kezu gets vacuumed in. There'll be the phase shift from mid one, but he can't jump his way out of there as the toss comes through from Miracle and Secret tap out. Liquid with a third consecutive game today, where pretty much 30 minutes in, they just absolutely stomped the game. Their team play and just their coordination has been on another level to both Secret and, of course, who do we have? Early Na'Vi, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
There we have it.
I think you hit it right on the head. Yeah, their team play is incredibly good. They played super well around the Wisp. I mean, GH was going to every single lane. They maximized really well at the start, too, starting the Darkseer in the jungle. And then all the lanes just kind of went in their favor. And after that, it was just...
Yeah.
I mean, the PL, I think it's just the PL, PL takes too long to kind of get up. And Secret were trying to get some fights. They were just 4-man fights into a 5-man versus Liquid when they have an early mech. They just have so much more sustaining potential. So.
Well, there we have it. I mean, Liquid, if they can do that again in their 4th game, they're going to feel pretty damn good. You know what I mean? If they can have 4 stomps like that. But we've seen Secret before. They're obviously never gone 0-2 in a series.
Yep.
And sometimes they have just fell apart in the first game with kind of, trying out stuff. And I think you could definitely say this was trying out stuff. I mean, maybe we've seen it before, but it's still a PL. I don't know if you're necessarily picking that because you feel it's the best hero at the moment. I don't know. What we got?
That's close
Thanks,
enough.
Fox. What would I do? Leaving the house without you. But yeah, game 2, definitely we can expect something different from Secret.
Yeah,
they'll switch it up.
Liquid did get their perfect lanes this time around. They read Kezu going to be going to the safe lane, so Kuroki just looking pretty sharp with his captaining.
Absolutely, and some very neat IO play from GH, certainly. Yep. The tiny IO that we talked about that was going to be strong was certainly strong. But ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We'll be heading off to an ad break and then back for more action with the final game of the day, Secret versus Liquid, coming around your corner very soon.